greatest of all Texas. Today is not a FJ Cruiser installation, but it is still car related. I had a radio sent out by TopDisplay, and I'm going to install it into my daily driver, which is a 2013 Honda Accord. You can see I have the RAM mount from the FJ since I got the bullet point design mounting system, and I'm going to see about replacing this radio right here with something a little bit nicer, a little bit newer, Apple car radio ready. So we're going to get into these instructions right here for the TopDisplay radio and show you how you can install these right here in your Honda Accord. So here's the box that my radio came in from TopDisplay for the 2013 to the 2017 Honda Accord. As you can see here, you have your wire harnesses that everything is plug and play, so you don't have to worry about it not working or having to cut and splice wires. From what I've seen in other videos, it's each one matches each port very easily. And there's also a tool right in here to pop open the trim pieces, and then all of your accessory cables for like auxiliary amps and other stuff like that come in there. And then the radio unit is nicely tucked inside here. We'll take that out with two trim pieces, which are like spacers. So this is a trim piece that goes on the back of your radio, and then I'm assuming the bottom. So we'll check those out right there. And then the moment you've all been waiting for. Wow. Super nice display. Pretty cool. TopDisplay. You're going to reuse your vents right there. And on the back, you can see where you'll screw in your hazards, and then also you screw in the vents on that. So let's get this bad boy hooked up and see how it looks turned on. So the first thing you'll do is use a trim piece tool, which I could link these in my Amazon shop, and I'll put them in my link tree. And that trim piece tool can help you pop out these little pieces in here. And look at all that grime in here. So what you do is you stick it in here, then you slowly start getting your way in here, lifting it up, and then it just pops out each end. And then once you get that out, you'll notice there's a screw right here to take out this piece. There's two, so we're going to remove those right now. So you can get any Phillips that you have. Sometimes I just like this one that came with the Ring camera. It's just really convenient, but it just seems to always be available. But I do have other ones. So once you unscrew it, both ends, you can take out that little cubby hole pocket. And then I like to use something like this little magnetic tray to hold my screws. I bought it at Harbor Freight. It's Pittsburgh Automotive, real cheap. It just helps it so that you won't leave stuff laying around, and you need those screws to get stuff back installed. So pop those in there, they won't go nowhere. Take this out. That helps you access the screws underneath the radio. And I don't think we have to take out this in here. The center console will stay in there. And let's keep going. So I'll go ahead and remove this RAM mount suction cup. It's been a really good mount, except for losing one of these little pieces of rubbers off. It might be somewhere in the car actually. Pop off this top piece, which, let's see if we can do this closer. All right. So now just getting in there. So I was able to use this bigger pry bar trim tool, and I popped this top off. Once you get that up, you're able to get in here, and there's 2 more screws that will allow me to remove this head unit. Plus I need to remove 2, I think, underneath here on the bottom somewhere. So let me see where those are at, and I'll remove those out real quick. Now, that last screw was a pain, but these are the 2 screws I got out. So this was one of them, and there's 2. And now you got to get this part of the radio out. Just be careful, because there's cable right here. You got to take it out carefully so you don't pull out the hazard button. So I got the radio out. This was not an easy feat, but it's out. So now let's go ahead and move on to transferring the AC vents and getting the new radio hooked up. So I'm gonna go ahead and install the hazard buttons and the other buttons back into the radio. Make sure it's the right setup. I want to make sure that fits in there. You might accidentally put it the wrong way, so let's get the hazard button in the right way. Once you put that down, then you can use our screws that we had to mount them in and put them back into the radio, the new radio that is. So I got the air vents and the button right there installed for the hazards. Fits pretty nice. Looks good. So let's go ahead and get this installed. Make sure you don't tighten this one too tight, because if you do, it won't allow it to snap in. So let's keep going. So I went ahead and ran the mic down this trim piece right here, which I just need to tuck that in a little bit better. And then once I got that in, I ran it down the side underneath here and then up to this piece and into the radio. So I popped it in right now, and I put this back piece. All I need to do now is just go ahead and put those screws in, and then put this top cover. As for the wires, I'll drop some video footage from a video that I used. It's pretty simple. It's pretty easy plug and play, and most of the stuff is going to not have too much difficulty matching up. And this is the key right there, getting your reverse camera working. That allows you to have the backup not only on the screen I'll show you, but on that one too. I think you lose your right mirror camera there, so I'll reach out to TopDisplay and see if they have a harness that can fix that solution. And then you do have your controls on your steering wheel, which I'll show you how those work too. I got the TopDisplay hooked up, and right now I can show you it's working with the Apple CarPlay. I need to clean the screen, but otherwise it's looking really good. I mean, pretty cool. I need to figure out how to adjust the time, because it is, I think, 1 hour ahead for my time zone. This is the normal screen. Once you get in here, you hit Z link and it goes into your album, and it lets you choose the song you want. And then, as you can see, it's basically mirroring your phone. And then this right here will display more settings of your car, like fuel economy, which I need to learn how to switch that, not to kilometer but mile per hour. And then if you come back to your home screen, it does work with that side camera on the side mirror right there, but it doesn't work when I normally do it on the actual turn signal like it used to. And then for backup, that is the screen, and then it also works here too with the actual like line, the yellow lines on the back. But I wish those lines were on this screen, but otherwise it's working pretty good. Overall, not a very difficult installation. I'm gonna come back to you. Like, I did test out the audio right here with the mic and it worked well. I called my family member and they said it sounded loud and clear. And so far, I'm gonna add on to this video or do a second video to let you know how I like it and how it operates. But the sound's not bad. It sounds pretty good. Pretty impressed, super excited to have a GPS unit in my 2013 Honda Accord. Looks like a whole new vehicle in here. Here's the old radio, which I'll keep it just in case, you never know. It's smart to, instead of selling it, because then you never know if anything goes wrong with this. But so far, pretty impressive, super excited. Might even shoot some video on the road, show you how it works.